Hi everyone, it's me, Zaros. I'm going to be standing off to the side today because I have a lot of screenshots to share here. Last week, I received a new fursuit from Lemonbrat and I premiered the unboxing for it. Since unboxing videos tend to be a little on the longer side, I wanted to create a part 2 that actually talks about my new experience and review with Lemonbrat, especially since I filmed my previous Lemonbrat fursuit unboxing and review separately. There's not as much stuff to talk about in this video compared to the previous video, which you can all find right here. I will put a link to it in the description as well. I originally unlisted this video, but I decided to put it up again, not because I want to continue doing damage to Lemonbrat, it's just so that you can all watch what happened previously. Then watch this video, which is talking about what happened during the new experience, so then you can all see the improvement. I will be putting a pinned comment on the previous video that refers to this video so that I drive more people to watch this updated review. So first off, I appreciate how patient that Lemonbrat is with me and my many requests and concerns that I had throughout the whole process. The fursuit that I requested from them was highly experimental for them, and I had very specific requests like removable belly padding, a different shade of blue for the mid-tone colors, which is tough to find on faux a sandal part replacement, etc. On May 10th, 2021, they asked me to send them a duct tape dummy, height and weight, as well as other body measurements. This is fairly typical when ordering from a fursuit maker. And on that same day, I was told that they will update me as much as possible and that they will do their best to update a minimum of once per month, if not more often. On May 11th, which was literally 4 days after they initially messaged me about the fursuit opportunity, they already sent me reference images which looked like these. They gave me two options to choose from, between dusty blue or baby blue for fur colors. I chose baby blue because they suggested dusty blue because it was closer to my reference images, but I still asked for baby blue because that's what my current fursuit maker, aka Pasiolo, used for my main fur color. I wanted to have matching bodies and heads between my current fursuit and this new fursuit. I responded with a request to add an extra strand of hair where the hair separates above the eyes for a more natural appearance. Also, before they were sending me reference images, I requested to have a large belly on the fursuit, so I went ahead and ordered a beach ball and packaged it up with the duct tape dummy so that they knew the exact size that I wanted to work with. The next day, they prepared another reference for the head, as well as swatches. I went ahead and corrected the hair strand that they marked down so then I could indicate what I meant before. I offered to help look around for a color that would best resemble the mid-tone color on Zaros' body, because I didn't want to leave them struggling with finding a very specific faux fur color. For those that don't know the color that I'm talking about, I'm referring to this. You can see the lighter blue between the main blue and the white on the arms and legs. Also, a side note before I forget, props to Pasiolo for doing the same thing. I didn't even show her the fur that I requested Lemonbrat to use. As we were waiting for several fur orders to get shipped, we exchanged more information regarding measurements and fursuit designs. Then on May 19th, they sent me a bodysuit update and how they were going to approach the padding to the suit. Before they sent this to me, I actually requested for the belly to be removable so that I can replace the belly with a beach ball or something in case I wanted to inflate it for a video or something silly like that. They explained thoroughly about how the padding will work, how the belt will hold the tail in place, etc. They also showed how the body will look with all the padding, and there's just a tiny issue which I had with the patterns, and it was that the hip markings did not look symmetrical, which was totally fine because they were prototyping. I kindly told them about the error, and I drew them for myself to show how I wanted it, and then I clarified it for them. They wanted to go incredibly in depth with how to measure out the belly for comparing the beach ball to my own height, so what they did was they used my height as a comparison to the belly to see how they can exactly draw out the size of the belly instead of trying to eyeball it. Now, around this time, which was May 19th, I gave them a tracking number for a fur bolt that I found on Etsy, which was actually a leftover scrap, but it was enough for them to create my mid-tone colors with. I was very fortunate to find this because I scrambled everywhere to find something that would work, and I did. It was a custom bolt that someone must have made and used for a project, and that they were selling the rest of it. I actually paid $60 for this, and I didn't even know how it would look compared to my baby blue fur color, my main fur color, so I was really winging it, and fortunately, this blue was just slightly light enough for me to use it as a mid-tone color. I was actually very fortunate to have this happen because I looked everywhere and this was the only fur color that would work, which is honestly why I wanted to do the searching instead of them, because I didn't want them to go through the hassle that I did. Also, shortly after I stated that I wanted a larger belly, I actually went from 13 inches in diameter to 16 inches, and I ordered that off of Amazon and just sent it directly to them. On July 5th, they sent out a paper cutout of Zaros' head, and they gave me the shape and cutout of everything. I requested to get rid of a small cowlick in the hair, and then they sent me another update with that fix, which you can see on these two images here. Later that month, they showed me an image of how they're fitting the belly, and then they were going to put duct tape over that. Now, it looks a little silly in this image, it kind of looks like a tumor, but when the rest of the padding gets added, it'll look much nicer in later screenshots. 4 days later, they already got back to me with the padding update, and this was a mock-up. They weren't going to officially use this padding, but I did give them the approval after stating that I wanted to add a little more extra padding towards the top for a more full and round appearance. So I indicated that with this red line that you see here. A day later, they sent out some nice laid out images of how the patterns were going to line up, stating that the head designer made them and it was going to be patterned out soon. And these are just a few extra images of how the patterns looked on paper and the detail that they put into this stuff, which honestly looks really nice. On August 3rd, they sent out some images of the casted plastic parts. They were just showing the claws, teeth, and eye molds here. On August 9th, they sent out paper patterns of the hands and feet, and August 13th, they sent out face patterns. Now on September 3rd, when I got terminated from YouTube, and even though I felt horrible about losing my channel, I felt even worse when I was told by Lemonbrat that they were willing to make me a new suit in the first place, and I promised them that I would make them a new review about them after I tarnished their reputation before my termination. I sent a message saying, "Hi, I haven't communicated with you in a while, but assuming this email is going to be read by Roman, I wanted to state that I saw you read my tweet regarding my YouTube account. I understand that the new fursuit was being made so that I can give you a new review of Lemonbrat on my YouTube channel. Since my YouTube channel has been suspended, I will be working really hard to try and get it reinstated as soon as possible. Talking to YouTube is like speaking to a brick wall, and I've already been denied once for an appeal, which is funny because it took 49 appeals for me to actually get my channel back. The issue is that the skits that I made were being flagged by many trolls, assuming that they're coming from TikTok because I get posted a lot there. I just wanted to reach out and say that I still want to make a positive video about the new fursuit. I feel awful about my YouTube channel, and I feel even more awful knowing that I promised to give a new review of the Lemonbrat suit. On the other hand, I hope that the suit is going well. Is it still on track for being completed towards the November area?" And in between all that, I showed them the termination message, which you can see here. They responded with, "Hello, thank you for reaching out for your kind consideration about us in this. Honestly, I hadn't even thought about that. I feel awful for you that you've lost the channel at the moment. I hope you're able to get it back as you worked very hard to build your fan base. As you worked hard to build your fan base. Trolls are so rude. Keep trying to keep in touch with YouTube. I'm rooting for you. It is going well. We're barging the foot bottoms today. Barge is the attachment method we use for the shoes to bases, and I don't know what they meant by this, but they're working on the bodysuit design adjustments. I should have further work in progress photos for you in the next 1 or 2 weeks. Between November and January, yes. Are you planning to attend MFF by chance? If so, we'd be happy to aim for completion by then so you can debut it there. Now, I wasn't attending MFF, so I insisted that they take their time and that I will try and get my channel back before the suit was finished, so then I can make that promised review. On September 22nd, they showed a full foam cutout on my head, and I said that it looked great, and I was continuing to appeal to get my channel back, which, I mean, fortunately I did. That's why you guys are watching this video. They also apologized for how long that the body's taking, and once again, I told them to take their time. It was highly experimental, and I didn't want them to feel rushed with anything. On November 4th, they finished the eyes, and then on the 22nd, they stated that they got all the patterns prepared for furring. As you can tell at this point, they worked really hard to update me as much as possible. And on the 29th, they showed that all of my fursuit pieces were laid out, which I said looked great. I then asked when the completion estimate would be, and they stated that January 10th should be the completion date, because that marks the 8-month point that the suit was going to be completed, and if there were any issues that they would try to finish it no later than late January. December 10th, they showed that they made the arms and leg sleeves, which I didn't mention at all at the beginning of the video, but I did request them to make since I wanted to pair them, and then on the 14th, they also finished the tail. On December 31st, they showed me images of the padding within the bodysuit, which actually looked really nice. This is one of the images that they sent me of the padding, and on the same day they reached out to me to send some images of the head, which I kindly asked for them to fix the jaw because I noticed there was a I noticed that it was a little misaligned. Then they got back to me 4 days later with the fix. This is what the before and after looks like of the fix. I noticed that the bottom line of teeth were a little crooked, and within that same day, which was January 4th, they showed me the pause, which looked completely fine to me. Then lastly, on January 6th at 6:47 p.m. Central Time, Zaros was completed. They sent me final images, but they didn't have images of the full suit at the time. They asked if I wanted to trim up the blue fur around the hip markings so then it was a little more obvious, which I said yes to. That was the final update, then shortly after that, it was sent over to my house where I filmed the unboxing last week. Whew, okay, so that was a lot of talking and a lot of updates that they sent me, which I highly appreciate. So now, if you want to hear more about the quality of the suit, I suggest that you go check out the previous video that I have posted, which talks a little more about the suit itself and my opinion about it. I'm trying to make this video and the unboxing video equal length, and since I had a lot of talking in this video, I talked about the quality of it in the previous video to try and make up some of the talking from this video. Therefore, some final remarks. I suppose that it's not a review until I give some personal advice about Lemonbrat. I can tell that Lemonbrat has significantly improved their products and their communication. It sucks to see how many furs will continue holding a grudge against Lemonbrat after all these years. I know that they have changed, and the reason why they wanted to make this new fursuit for me is so that I can give them another chance and for them to give me the service that they initially wanted me to have. Now, you don't see many businesses do this, especially in the furry fandom. Everyone is so quick to jump on the bandwagon, and they tend to believe something by word rather than by action. Some of you may be asking yourself, Lemonbrat probably wouldn't have made you this new fursuit if you didn't make a video, which I can actually kind of agree with. I know that there were several instances in the past where Lemonbrat provided poor service to customers. I've seen many fursuit review warnings, many bad things talking about them, but this was several years ago. Now, if they were to provide everyone who had a bad experience with the free fursuit, I'm sure that they wouldn't be in business anymore. I can see why they wanted to reach out to me first, because for a couple years, that video that I made about them, the one that you see right here, would appear on the first page of Google whenever you would type in Lemonbrat. I have had positive interactions with Lemonbrat, and I applaud them for doing very good customer service, having fast interaction, their build quality as of now, which is really good, but I will have to wear the suit some more in order to fully determine the build quality. And of course, lastly, I have to applaud them for their patience. If Lemonbrat just copy and pasted everything that they did with me for all their customers, which I'm sure that they will do after, I made this video about them, I'm sure that they can fully rebuild their reputation and continue building nice fursuits. Whether or not you enjoyed their designs, I think that they really have improved, and I think that you would be able to enjoy their style after you take a look at their website and see if it's a cute cartoon design that you would correlate with your character. It's nice to see the level of effort that they put into their designs, art references, and fursuits. It's not like when you order from a small fursuit maker, you get to see your fursuit as soon as it's created. They actually did a fairly decent job with translating the art design into a fursuit. So if you request an art reference of your persona, you'd be able to make a safe assumption to see whether or not you want it in that design of a fursuit or not. Overall, I would highly recommend them. The only thing that I can't review them about is their pricing, because this was complimentary for me, but pricing varies depending on your design and your financial status. I look forward to wearing this fursuit in the future, as well as making many videos with it. I hope that you are all excited to see this suit as well. I will see you all next time.